Greetings and welcome, Earth family, to the first edition of The Message with myself, Karema Fahkara. Welcome. And today, on this first edition of The Message, the show where we speak from the heart, where we channel messages from all areas of divinity, I would be sharing insights that I have had surrounding the times that we are in. And before I get there, this show has really been birthed as a result of a stage in my life where I have learnt and in some ways been forced to really take notice of my own divine gifts, those gifts that were given to me. And I believe that every human has come with their own abilities, their own gifts, and their own access to divinity. And there are many ways and many tools in which we can access divinity. However, I have been forced to see my own gifts through the journey that I have taken. And I would realize I've done many astrology readings and divinations where I would go to get the reading, and the message that was relayed to me, or the many messages that were relayed to me, I already knew in my heart. Like, I knew them clearly, and I would begin to get angry with myself for not trusting myself, because I knew these things and I would put them to the back of my mind and walk into traps and mistakes because I wasn't trusting myself. And then I would end up trusting a diviner or a priest through a divination system who was telling me what I already knew. These are some of the mistakes that I had to learn in order to gain the trust within myself. And it's taken a while, and I've definitely had trust throughout my life for my own abilities, for my own thinking, my own intuition. I've had that trust within myself, but at times it's definitely been knocked and it's been tested, and it's got to the point where it was really tested on where I was faced to see how much do I really trust in these abilities, how much do I really trust what's in my heart, how much do I really trust what I think I know. And these are questions that I've had to ask recently. I've had to ask myself recently. And so it's been a beautiful journey to see it unfold, and I feel like there's nothing more empowering than trusting in your own abilities, in trusting in your own guidance, which is directly given to you. Only you can perceive those messages that are coming. Only you can be sure that you are perceiving the full message that is being given. Likewise, at times I would go for a reading or a divination, and I would know instantly that what I was telling was not for me, or was straight lies, or there was some kind of hidden agenda. So I've had that ability to be able to spot those things, and I think the more you put your trust in them, the more you start to work with them, the more they grow and flourish. And so this is what I've been working with more trust than ever before. In allowing that to happen, it's led me to where I want to go. It's opened up doors. It's allowed my energy to flow freely I don't feel the same stagnation as I did when I wasn't trusting myself, when I was relying upon others, when I was limiting myself and confiding myself to someone else's thoughts, opinions, advice or guidance, allowing myself to have access to my own guidance, to the guidance that I am directly connected to, that I trust has my destiny in its sight. We must comprehend that when someone offers us advice, it's not them that has to deal with the consequences of that advice. We will live through those consequences. No matter who this person is, no matter how much respect, no matter how much we appreciate their knowledge, their input and their presence in our life, whatever guidance they give us, they do not have to live with. Only you have to live with it, because it is your life. So when someone offers you advice, that is something that you have to think very carefully on, because it will only affect you. Now, this is not to say don't ever listen to advice. The opposite, in fact. Listen. For me, I will listen to anything anyone has to say to me. I find it important to always listen so that I know who I'm talking to. And I will take the time to comprehend what they are telling me. It is only ourselves that are accountable for where we are going. The power is with us. This now is a time where those who know themselves will flourish. And they will flourish because they are needed. Authenticity right now is needed. Truth is needed. Strength is needed. Courage is needed. Spiritual purpose is needed. Your destiny is needed. Why are they needed? Why are they so important right now? Because we are currently facing so many conflicting agendas. Agendas that are moving consciousness, moving thought, and directing people into many different places. A manipulation, a mass manipulation. Lies and deceit is rife. And when lies and deceit are rife, voices of reason and clarity are going to stand out. And that's what we see. Voices of reason at this moment are receptive, because so many people, after being lied to and deceived for so long, when you lie to someone and you manipulate and deceive for so long, you literally steer them into the direction of truth. And so now there is receptivity for voices of reason and clarity. So take a moment and ask yourself some questions. Reflect upon how you felt. Reflect upon who you were surrounded by. how their views and opinions impact on your life. Reflect upon how your own views and opinions impact on your life. Are they in harmony with who you are? Do you feel light, happy, free-flowing? Is energy flowing into the direction that you want it to go? Is it allowing you to be proactive, to be productive? Or is it causing you anxieties, stress, pain, confusion? Either way, I look at them both as positive signs. One is positive signs that you are moving in the right direction. The other is a sign that there is something to change. All of them are signs to move us into the direction we need to go. All of them are guidance. Guidance coming from our connection to divinity. I'll speak more about the multiple layers within divinity from the access that I've gained through my life experience at another time. But for now, just understanding and knowing that we all have access to many areas of divinity. We have access to our spiritual selves. And when we're in touch with who we are, we know what we need and we know what we need to do. There has never been, I don't want to say there has never been a more important time, because I don't know that. But I do feel that now is a very important time, and there is an awakening of people becoming realized into this knowing of how important it is for them to be themselves, for them to speak honestly. And so now, depending on your circumstances, many of us have been awarded time and opportunity. Not all, a great deal of us are in desperate situation that this lockdown has caused. But even in desperate situations, there are opportunities for ingenuity, for to find and to seek new opportunities, new ways of thinking, to see the problems that have been there, the problems that have held us back, externally and internally, to see all of them. We can look outside and see the changes that need to happen, and we can work on those. But most importantly, the first ones that we can work on are the ones within ourselves. And they are the most important because how we see the world outside is directly related to what's going on inside. So if we have much healing to do inside, it's likely that we will have a more distorted view of reality. And my perception is that humanity is in great distortion the world over. And we have layers upon layers of trauma to get through. So the message is simple. Those who allow themselves to be themselves at this time will flourish, and the energy is there for you. You allow that to happen, the energies will be there to hold you and to assist you through where you need to go. Those that have resistance to it, already, I don't need to say any more. If you have resistance to it, why should anything else not have resistance to it? If you can't be yourself, why should anyone else let you be yourself? If you have resistance to it, you are the first block in your way. You are literally creating the rest of the blocks. And now it is not to say the moment you accept who you are and you start being authentic that things will be easy and everything will fall out of the way for you. It's not the case. But our ability to flow, our strength and our power that we can harness, the energy that we can harness, will increase, and our ability will increase. The challenges may even get harder, but the more we align ourselves with ourselves, the more capable we are of overcoming those challenges. Because when you're yourself, that the energy that flows through you is exuberant. So that kind of energy is what feeds intelligence. It's what feeds clarity. It's the necessary energy to deal with life. So we have to be in that place to be able to deal with the problems that we face. And so the thing with being yourself, the thing with allowing your spirit to shine through, is that it doesn't require effort. But in some ways it does. The only effort it requires is the courage to drop the walls that we have built up that stops ourselves from being ourselves. That's the only effort that I see is required. Once we allow ourselves to be ourselves, any other work, physical, mental or otherwise, is taken care of. The energy will be there for you. You can draw that energy from the source because that energy supports your work. So when you enjoy doing something, you have energy for it. We have time for it. So in allowing that process and allowing yourself to be yourself, this is where the concept of abundance comes in. This is where we can draw from. This is where we can gain the energy that we need to achieve what we want to achieve. And so people, with that is today's message, and I do thank you for watching this message. I do thank you for tuning in to SOEM, and I ask if you feel that it was helpful in any way, please drop a comment to let me know, and drop a comment to let me know your thoughts. And if you have anything you would like to share, please get in contact. Share this video with someone who you feel may find the message useful. People, as always, stay balanced, stay healthy, be yourself, be the truth.